Baruch Dayan Hamet. Blessed is the judge of truth. If you have a cell phone or a pager, please turn it off or set it to stun. So, begin with Psalm 121. Esai enai el ha'arim me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz. Al yitain lamot raglecha, al yanum shomrecha. Hine lo yanum v'lo yishan shomer Yisrael. Adonai shomrecha, Adonai tzilcha al yad yaminecha. Yomam hashemesh lo yakaka v'yarech balayla. Adonai shmarcha mikol ra yishmoret nafshecha. Adonai shmar tzidcha v'uecha me'ata v'ad olam. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. From whence cometh my help? My help comes from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. The Lord will not let your foot give way. Your protector will not slumber. See, the protector of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. God is your guardian. He is your protection at your right hand. The sun will not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. God will guard you from all harm. He will guard your soul, your going and your coming, now and forever. Death has taken our dear, our beloved Lisa Basch. Friends grieve in their darkened world. In their silence there is lamentation. In their tears there is loneliness. Lost in their sorrow, may they find the presence of loving friends. Hear them, O God, and be with them. For Lisa's life that united so many people in life and which death cannot sever. For her companionship that was shared along life's path and which continues through the tenderness of memory. For the gifts of her heart and mind that brought us joy and happiness and now is a precious remembrance. For all of these and more, we give our thanks to Almighty God. In this time of grief, we listen once again to the voice of our sacred scriptures. It brings us the ever-new message of God's nearness. It tells us of our kinship with the Creator, in light as in darkness, in joy as in sorrow, in life as in death. Let us recite together in the English the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We have several tributes, several people to eulogize our dear Lisa, and I call forward first son Ken and his wife Karen.
Thank you all for coming today. We were so blessed to have had a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother who possessed two of the greatest qualities any individual could have: the gift to love unconditionally and to be a non-judgmental listener. Regardless of circumstance, be it ours or hers, Mom was always available to sit and listen. Always with love, Mom knew what we needed, be it compassion, sympathy, empathy, or sometimes just a good dose of reality. And regardless of what was going on in her life, we always felt we were the highest priority. These qualities endeared her to all of us. Although stricken with MS, we were so grateful that her mind was clear. She participated in our lives fully, sharing in our joys and our challenges. MS slowed her, but not in ways that were truly important. Our mother's life was not defined by the letters MS, but rather by the letters MOM. With our mother's memory and legacy forefront in our thoughts today, I would like to end with a poem. Now, on important occasions, Mom would always write a poem. Fortunately, I know how to use the internet. We can shed tears that she is gone, or we can smile because she lived. We can close our eyes and pray that she will come back, or we can open our eyes and see all that she has left. Our heart can be empty because we can't see her, or we can be full of love because that we shared. I need to ask my wingman to finish this.
Where?
Right here.
We can turn our back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or we can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. We can remember her and only that she is gone, or we can cherish her memory and let it live on. We can cry and close our mind, be empty and turn our back, or we can do what she would want, smile, open our eyes, love, and go on. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near, still loved, still missed, and very dear.
Thank you. Dearest Mom, one of your many gifts was your ability to listen. When MS took your arms and legs, it didn't alter this gift. You were always there to listen and give gentle advice. I will miss that so much. You were such a strong, brave woman. You never truly accepted your MS. Therefore, it didn't change the way you lived, the way you and Dad enjoyed life together. Yes, MS altered things some, but never, never slowed you down. Even towards the end, you didn't give up. It was your bravery that led you to the decision to put your life in God's hands. Today, I shed tears because I'm so sad that you're gone. But I also shed tears of happiness knowing in my heart that tomorrow you'll get up and walk pain-free to the nearest bridge club. Love from your daughter, because you never treated me any less than that. Karen.
We call now Alyssa, grandchildren Alyssa and Garrett, to come forward. And Beth. Oh, the whole mishpacha, the whole family. That's fine.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shawawa, 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 and kalai makuka majenga. Shawawa, 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 my bambino, go to sleep. These are words from a lullaby my grandma used to sing to my mom, and my mom in turn sang to us. I will cherish this lullaby, and I will sing it to my own children one day. Lisa Basch, the devoted wife, mother, grandma, great-grandmother, mother-in-law, and friend. As many of you know, I wrote a book about my grandparents' miraculous journeys to America, ending the story with when I was born. It seems only fitting I attempt to capture my grandma's life as I remember it. This will complete my book. I will commemorate my grandma's life by describing some memories to which I'm sure we can all relate. When my cousins and I were little, my grandma always used to give us rides on her motorized scooter. We always enjoyed sitting on her lap during her famous scooter rides around the house. In addition, it seems like yesterday that my cousins and I were playing restaurant using nothing but a pad of paper on which we took her order, and red, white, and blue poker chips to resemble food. Many of my memories with my grandma are when she took my cousins and me shopping, out to eat, and to Chuck E. Cheese. We had so much fun shopping for school clothes at Old Navy, Charming Charlie's, and Aeropostale at Arroyo Farms. I loved trying on outfits and coming out of the dressing room to get my grandma's opinion. My grandma always ordered, when it came to brunch, my grandma's choice of entree never changed. My grandma always ordered either the fresh fruit crepes or the eggs Benedict. For lunch and dinner, she was famous for always ordering the most expensive item off the menu and hardly eating any of it. For example, I remember when she ordered the shrimp salad at Nordstrom Cafe. She only ate the shrimp and left the lettuce behind. I vividly remember my grandpa saying, "At least you ate the expensive part, Lisa." I also remember her ordering the veal at Brio, and she hardly ate any of it. Like myself, my grandma was very clumsy. She always seemed to take food or silverware from the restaurant home with her. One time, I remember finding a fork on her feet after leaving Casa d'Angelo. One of my fondest memories of my grandma was when she danced with me at my cousin's bat mitzvah. I asked her to come out onto the dance floor, and I held her hand as we danced. I will miss my dance partner very much. We can all attest to my grandma's positive outlook on life. As my mom always reminds me, we never heard her complain a day in her life. I have always admired my grandma for her positive attitude. Through her actions, she taught me, as well as others, to always see the glass half full. My mom always tells me she sees a lot of my grandma in me. Most importantly, my grandma is my role model. I have always admired my grandparents' relationship. They are my heroes. I aspire to have a relationship like theirs one day, one that is full of unconditional love and support. It amazed me that over the course of 66 years of marriage, they never ran out of things to talk about. My favorite memories always stem from one of our family members saying a word that reminded my grandparents of a song they knew. Then my grandpa would start singing, and my grandma would chime in right after. I took a video of my grandparents singing at Bob Evans, and I will cherish that video forever. In addition, I saved a voicemail of my grandma singing me happy birthday on my 21st birthday. According to Mitch Albom in his book, Have a Little Faith, if you could pack for heaven, this was how you do it. Touching everything, taking nothing. This is exactly what my grandma did. She touched each of our lives and gave us memories that will last a lifetime. I am honored to be Lisa Basch's granddaughter. Thank you.
So I have to go off script for a second here. You might have heard all of us when they open the doors kind of go, ooh. Grandma, when she picked out her casket, many years ago actually, told my grandpa that I want everyone to go, ooh, when they see the casket. And she didn't disappoint. So just wanted to let that be known. So thank you everyone for coming today to celebrate the life of my grandmother. I wanted to say a few words about my grandma on behalf of my sisters Leah and Aaron, my brother Chuck, and my fiancée Kirsty. Grandma was so many things to all of us in this room. She was a loving wife who fostered a beautiful marriage of 66 years. She was a mother who raised 3 smart and successful children, a loyal friend, from what I hear, a pretty good bridge partner. But most importantly to me, my sisters, my cousins, my nephew, she was an amazing grandmother who never once hid her pride or her love for her grandchildren. Sorry. All right. Grandma was always so proud of all our accomplishments, regardless of their importance in the grand scheme of things. Heck, she even gave us credit for things we didn't accomplish. You couldn't imagine how many times she congratulated me for losing weight when I clearly put on a few. Every graduation, new job, report card, ballet recital, sporting event, and school concert made her swell with pride. She loved to brag about all of us. I think she'd particularly be proud of the way her family rallied and came together when we all needed it the most. I hope she's smiling, knowing the type of family she raised. The kind that together can laugh until they cry, and cry until they laugh. While the last few months have been difficult for all of us, it has given us a chance then to reflect on the things that stood out the most about Grandma. For one, she was incredibly strong. She was an incredibly strong woman, who refused to let a disease, an unyielding and cruel disease, cloud her disposition and view of the world. She could have complained, and she would have been justified, but she never did. The thing that I'll always remember about Grandma was her wit. She was such a funny lady. Even when things started to take a turn, she kept her sense of humor. Something that will always stick with me is the time we were all huddled in Grandma's hospital room, and a nurse came to reposition her, and after doing so asked if she was comfortable. Grandma, without hesitation, and with her typical dry sense of humor, said, "I make a living." You can't help but laugh. I know she used that line from time to time, but her ability to bring levity to a negative situation is something that we all needed to know that everything was okay. We're obviously deeply saddened that Grandma is no longer physically with us, but I hope that everyone realizes that that everywhere they go, they take a part of my grandmother with them. It's the part of you that is thankful for what you have, rather than fretting over what you don't. It's the strength to persevere. It's the pride and love you have for your family. It's the ability to laugh when all you want to do is cry. Sorry. I'll leave you with this. It's an adaptation of a few lines of a favorite song of mine that I think is appropriate. Goodbye, bride. Goodbye, friend. Peace until we meet again. You'll keep company with angels, though we'll miss you every day. Goodbye, sister. Goodbye, mom. You were kind and you were strong. There's no lesson that was lost on us, you see. Something tells me you'll still guide us from above. We can see her in the birds. We can feel her in the wind. If you look closely, you can see her written on her children's face. She has left a mark indelibly with love. So much love.
And now her son, Jeffrey. The whole mishpacha, the whole family comes. Yeah.
Thank you all for coming today. As I began to write my mom's eulogy, I quickly realized how difficult it was to capture everything there is to say within such a confined period of time. No matter what is said, there is so much more that could be told. Nevertheless, my mom would want to be remembered for her love of family, her love of life, and for the wonderful friendships she fostered along the way. Despite all the physical challenges my mom faced, she always had this incredible positive attitude, great sense of humor, and strong will to live. She was truly an inspiration to me, and I suspect to many others as well. Growing up, my mom was the person that made our house a home. When my brother, sister, and I were young, it was my mom that got us up for school, made our breakfast, packed our lunches, and was there again waiting for us when we got home. Academics were always very important. She made sure we received a good education. Family time was always special. When I was younger, Sunday was the day we often went out for dinner. For our family, going out was not just a meal, it was more like an all-day event, often traveling great distances to reach our destination. I think this was my mom's way of having the family spend maximum time together. During the summer months, we often vacationed in the Catskills. These were some of my best memories growing up. My mom's life story would not be complete without talking about her courageous battle with MS. It was in the late 1980s that my mom was first diagnosed. When I think about my mom's struggles and how she lived her life, I often think about a famous speech given by Jim Valvano, the former college basketball coach for NC State, on how he viewed life and his courageous battle with cancer. When he gave the speech, my mom was in the early stages of MS. In Valvano's speech, he said there are 3 things we should do every day. Number 1, you should laugh. Number 2 is think. And number 3, you should have your emotions move you to tears. That's how my mom lived her life. She was determined that MS was not going to stop her from doing the things she loved to do or being with the people she loved most. Perhaps Valvano will be remembered most for those 7 poignant words. Don't give up, don't ever give up. My mom never did. She always remained optimistic. She believed that one day there would be a cure and that she would walk again. Every time my mother's driver's license would expire, she would have my dad drive her to the license bureau, believing that one day she would drive. And for the record, my mom's driver's license expires October 23rd, 2018. She was amazing. To paraphrase Jim Valvano, this disease may have taken away my mom's physical abilities, but it could not touch her heart, her soul, or her will to live. My mom lived her life the way she wanted to live and died the way she wanted to as well. My mom was a true inspiration, and from my vantage point, stood taller than anyone I ever knew.
And to all of those words, we utter Amen, just as prayers. A couple of weeks ago, we began the Torah portion, Vayikra. We began the book of Leviticus. And the beginning of the book of Leviticus is a fitting reminder of our dear Lisa. Just a brief teaching. Leviticus begins with Vayikra el Moshe. God, he called to Moses. And the word Vayikra means, and he called. The last letter of that word Vayikra is an aleph, and the aleph is written minuscule in the Torah portion. In the Torah scroll, it's written very small. And so for millennia, rabbis have been interpreting this small aleph. One of the messages of this small aleph is that in life, the little things are really the very important things. And aleph begins a very important word. There's a word in Hebrew called ahava. Ahava means love. And so all of these beautiful tributes and eulogies speak of the ahava, the love that you have for Lisa, and the love that she had for you. As Greg was speaking yesterday about his dear wife, we spoke of the teaching that when a husband loses his wife, it is the darkest time, if it's a good marriage. And it was. Because to whom do you kvetch? You can't really kvetch to your children. To whom do you share some of those little thoughts that you're just with someone to share? And it's your wife. And so it's a very, very, very difficult time now. Your dear Lisa, Thursday, accompanied by her family, and she breathed her last Thursday evening. And so There's no more pain or deterioration. There's just rest and wholeness and peace. Her soul returns to God to be with the souls of her dear departed family, friends, and the ancestors of our people. We learn in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7 also, as we spoke yesterday. The dust returns to the earth as it was. The spirit returns to God who gave it. We will escort her body to its final resting place. It is only the body. The soul returns to God. There's no animating spirit left. It's just the body. What we remember of Lisa, what you remember of Lisa, will be the things that were animated about her animating spirit. Judaism teaches that the soul goes to a time called Olam Haba, the world to come. It's not a place, it's a time. It's an eternal time. God judges our souls. God, we know, will be judging Lisa quite favorably. And when you go, your soul will join the souls of your dearly departed. So you will see her again. You will be with her again. The family has allowed us to send a few prayer books with her, well prayed from prayer books. Not only is it a mitzvah to escort the body of your loved one to its final resting place, but also holy books of our tradition. And so we have sent along a couple of well prayed from prayer books with her. As you think of her, be kinder and more thoughtful of others. There's very little reason to kvetch about things in life. Control what you can control. Don't worry about the rest of it. She's a fine example of that. And so we say with tears in our eyes words from the first chapter of the book of Job. Adonai natan, v'Adonai lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai Mavarach. The Lord hath given, the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru yimru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. May God, who causes peace to reign in the high heavens, cause peace to rain down upon us, upon all Israel, and upon the soul of our dearly departed Lisa Basch, Bela Bat Shlomo. And let us say, Amen. Please rise for El Malei Rachamim. Into your care, O God, we entrust the spirit of our dear Lisa Basch. For you keep faith with your children in death as in life. Sustain us that we may meet with serenity the mysteries that lie ahead, knowing that when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you, O God, are with us, a loving friend in whom we put our trust. You are the light of our life, our hope in eternity. El Malei Rachamim, Shochen Bamromim, Hametzeh menucha nechona, Tachat kanfei hashchina, Im kedoshim u'tohorim, Kezohar Rakia Masirim, Et nishmat Bela Bat Shlomo, Shalacha la'olama, Ba'al harachamim, Yastireha b'sete knafav la'olamim, Vayitzro b'tzro ha'chaim, Et nishmata, Adonai hu nachalata, v'tanuach b'shalom al mishkava, v'nomar Amen. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to our dear Lisa Basch. She has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace, and let us say, Amen. Please be seated for a moment. We will be on our way to Zion Cemetery, and after we escort Lisa's body to its final resting place, we will gather at Jeff and Mary's house. Family will be sitting Shiva there tonight until 8 o'clock, and then tomorrow, Monday, from 2 to 5 and 7 to 9, we'll do a very, very brief minyan tomorrow night at 7, very brief. Family has asked if you care to make donations in her loving memory to consider first among the places you will donate the Multiple Sclerosis Society. She'll be on the Kaddish list at Temple Israel Ner Tamid for the next month. Wednesday afternoon, Hebrew school, Kaddish for Lisa. Sunday morning, religious school, Kaddish for Lisa. Friday nights, she'll be on the Kaddish list of many congregations in a number of cities throughout the country, and so we will pray for her soul. If you're not going to Zion with us and you will just be meeting us at Mary and Jeff's house, the address is 35870 South Huntington Drive. We'll be there in about an hour and 20 minutes or so from now. And this concludes our service here at the funeral home. We'll now receive instructions for the processional.